We are now in session. What's up, everybody? So we today got a special guest for you. But before we get into that, I want to say thank you to all of our listeners and followers. We appreciate you guys so much for following us and listening to us and, help push us going through all of this right here.
If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that following button. We really appreciate you guys. We are a podcast to really uplift our community, so we appreciate you listening to our content as well, okay?
Man, let the man finish his intro.
I'm just trying to add on to that.
Right? He was like,
I got you, Charles. I got you, bro.
He was like Charles, I didn't even stop or have pause or nothing.
It's a teamwork.
But you know what?
Teamwork,
That's
man.
the kind of friends we are. We finish
Teamwork.
each other's sandwiches.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
He said
it.
sandwiches. I heard sandwiches. You guys are biting at one end and the other. You meet in the middle.
All right, guys. Today, here we got Jose from Still Here.
Still here, baby.
If
Your boy's still here.
If you guys haven't heard Still Here yet, go check him out on Still Here Podcast.
Yep.
It's on YouTube, Instagram, all of the
Check him out.
not iPad, podcast platform.
Are you on OnlyFans?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have an OnlyFans.
All platforms.
Yeah,
all platforms.
I'm on MySpace,
Yeah.
Shout out MySpace, shout out Tom. Yeah. Tom never judged us. Never canceled us, so shout out Tom.
Jose, where is Still Here? Where are you guys shooting at?
Man, we're shooting at home, man.
There you go.
Home is where the heart is, and
559?
that's right.
Yes.
Clovis, Cali.
Yeah.
We shoot because I get pandemic hit. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that the P word, but I was working at home before
Sure.
it was popular. Before we were made to, and so when all that happened, we were just there. I was a part of another podcast. I left that, and we can obviously get into that. But yeah, I shoot out of Clovis.
Sweet.
Work
man.
from home, shoot from home. Everything's at home. Which, by the way, I told you guys, we're like your guys' podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify is number 2 top download on
We're
out
doing
of all.
something right, guys. We're doing something
Yeah,
right.
it was a fun podcast, man. And but the number 1, shout out my boy Roski Doski, man, Hella Fresno.
We were on your podcast, I think, February. So
Yeah.
we really appreciate you reaching out to us, man. And during our conversations, you share a really inspiring story that's that I still admire today, man. I think for the audience, I think that's kind of how you pivoted what you were going to do in your future. Like, can you share that a little bit to the audience? Like, what was that inspiration that you had to start this podcast?
Man, the inspiration came from dying.
Yeah.
I got COVID, Delta variant, double pneumonia, and one of the worst times of my life, man. And was in the hospital about a month and a half, got released. And then after I got home, week and a half, my body was so destroyed, so damaged. My immune system, everything was messed up. And as you can tell, my voice, I still haven't recovered from the respiratory, my lungs. I always sound like I'm gasping for air, So again, even during that, a week and a half later, I ended up getting bacterial double pneumonia. So my lungs were destroyed back to back twice. And so even now when I breathe, when you go out, just touch a tree, kind of all the, just it's rough. That's how my lungs feel every time I breathe.
Oh, shit.
So by the time I got released on that, bacterial double pneumonia, because I didn't even have COVID, they treated me as a COVID patient still. They still isolated. My family couldn't come visit me. And then shout out wifey here, she's always with me.
Shout out to wifey.
The foundation right there. But yeah, man, so out of all that, so by the time I was released, month and a half later, I can finally move. Almost 2 months, I can finally just go do something. And I had a hard time to move from my living room to my bedroom.
Yeah.
I couldn't move 2 feet without my body going into shock and lungs can't breathe. I couldn't go take just a normal dump. You know how I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Right.
I couldn't just get up and go. So by the time I can even get into my office, man, I shot a podcast I was with before. Technically I still own, called Unfiltered Podcast. So me and this guy were running it. We split ways, but I shot my first podcast back going over everything. But dude, you look at me, I had the oxygen tank, or I had the hose on because I needed still help breathing. And I finally sat there, and then when I shot that podcast, a couple weeks later, we split. So I was like, I'm up and moving. this is like the real short version, but we're in my office. It's like, I got all this gear. I got everything here, man. I feel like I got a lot to talk about, especially coming off my sickness. And so, man, me and the wife, we were just sitting in the office, man, where you guys, showed up at, and I was like, I need to start my own podcast. I'm like, so I started thinking about everything that happened to me when I was a little guy, all the way up to current situation. Wow. And I was like, and a lot of crazy stuff in my life has happened to me. So I was shocked after, because a lot of times we don't really think about the PTSD or the struggle. We just want to block it out, or sometimes we or something triggers it, a smell or an emotion or feeling. So after I was sitting there for about an hour and a half, we were sitting there, and I'm like, man, out of all that, man, I'm still here. Man, and I'm just like, I'm still here, man. And I told my wife, I was like, that's it. She's like, what? I was like, still here, still here podcast. Your boy's still here, man. Out of all the haters, sickness, dying, people hating on me, lying on me self-sabotaging, work, employees, family, and all this, I'm still here. If a clown like me can still be here, man, just imagine somebody that much more better, what they can be and achieve. It's not even so much motivational, man. It's just really trying to figure out, man, you can't be easily whooped if you don't let nobody whoop you. Yeah. Even yourself, So I think that's kind of where it happened. That's where like the podcast, started like growing. Sure. Because everybody knew I was sick. I had so much love and, support I didn't know that many people liked me when I was sick. It's funny, but dang, people are like, whatever you need. Again, shout out my buddy Roski, because I made this post, say, hey man, I'm leaving unfiltered. Just kind of made this generic, like, hey, we're going different ways. Yeah. Godspeed. But I'm starting my own podcast, and my buddy Roski is like, yo, if you need anything, you need a logo, on me. For sure. So I was like, yo, I DM'd him right there. I told him, come up with the podcast. You pick the colors, you pick it. And he picked the design, everything, man. And he kind of set the pace for the vision and the look for the podcast, man. And so since then, man, it's been growing. It's been connecting with people. I'm on a what do you call it? Just an authentic growth. Yeah. I don't want to be hype.
Organic.
Yeah, organic. Nice. That's the word, and so COVID memory. But yeah, that's kind of really how it started. There's a lot more into that, just, I don't want to take too much time, because I know we've been talking before.
All good, man. All good.
But we definitely want to get into
your
stuff.
voice, man. I'm listening to your voice in the headphones. I'm like, man, this is like bedroom voice. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm a taco head. It's like, yeah, it's when you want to get down. You're like, hey, baby. You know what I mean? Yeah, let me show you something.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah,
catch
nothing wrong
that.
with your voice.
I was like, that's a deep and sexy voice.
Yeah, deep and sexy voice. Marvin Gaye,
I think we all finna be gay right now.
Like you said, it's a bedroom voice. It's like you trying to catch your breath in bed. Like,
getting them cheeks clapped, boy.
Yeah, there you go. Like, wait for me, baby. Wait for me.
But no, my voice before, man, I had a real simple. Even talking now, like it's hard to talk still, but yet my job or my passion is to talk.
Right.
But I'm still going to keep talking, and so now I found something that people can relate to. It's not just one audience, it's everybody has a still here story.
yeah, for sure.
And my job, my goal, our vision is to tell that story. You jump on my pod, man. You got a following, and there's criteria.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just the world we live in, man. Yeah. It's like, 12 followers, it's not gonna grow. Right. Shout out, maybe impact life.
Gotta do something.
Yes. Do something. And you guys. That's when I saw your guys' pod. That's kind of really why I hit you up, because I see what you're doing. We talked about you guys being the first, main Southeast Asia, just the Asian podcast. That's
right.
That's you guys are the first ones, and so it's like, that's worth promoting. You guys are here.
Yeah. And it's so crazy, man, because doing this for 6-7 months or so now, we're seeing podcasts pop up left and right. Mm-hmm. And we're like, wow, we're inspiring people to get out there and have a voice, right? And speak their truth. And I'm like, man, I see people down in LA, some guy named John down there. There's a girl named Enoy up in, where's she from, Maine, Connecticut or something. She started her own, and I'm like, wow, this is inspiring people to do that and speak out. I think that, everybody in the first generation of podcasts is a voice. You know, so
That's real.
So when you first heard our podcast, which topic was it on? Do you remember?
Oh man, it was the topic that was the bro code.
Oh, the bro
Bro
code.
code.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's kind of what inspired me to like bring you guys on too, was because again, you get multiple personalities that have really an alpha personalities that all three of you lead. You know, so it's like, how do you guys not clash? How do you guys know who's in what? Or egos is like, well, I'm the one growing this. I'm the one doing this. So that's the one that really
we
spoke to
clash.
me, you know.
we
but
clash,
but the thing is, you guys clash, but you guys resolve after.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and the guy that left me, you know, we split. He's a young kid, idiot, hothead. You know, think 25, 26-year-old again, you know, just think they know it all. They don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're going to just they're doomed to repeat if they don't grow. And so, but you guys, that's kind of really what inspired me, man. Because again, you guys, I think you guys found me. Then I followed you back on my Kairos page.
Yeah.
And then that's my business. And then I followed you. I was like, you know what? These guys are local. I'm going to hit them up. You know, then like what, a couple weeks later, a few weeks later, you guys were on.
Yeah.
Dude, so like out of the bro codes, do you have a bro code? Or do you remember which one is your favorite one?
Well, I mean, I got to go back into it, you know, because again, I try to re-listen and rewatch certain things that always inspire me, and bro code's one of them, you know. But for me personally, I think my bro code is basically, man, is for me, and you know, I got to be careful because when a lot of people say, well, in my personal beliefs, my opinion is like when people say for me, they try to say, well, my belief or this is what people should believe. But I think bro code for me, man, is just be real, bro. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Don't lie. You know,
Be upfront.
be your word.
Yeah.
You know, my bro code is be your word. If you said it, do it. If you don't, you're a liar.
Yeah.
And I don't trust people to tell me, you know, hey, you know, even
Even if you were wrong.
yeah,
Submit to it.
Yeah.
It's a principle.
Yeah.
Or like when someone says, Jose, I'm gonna be there at 6:15,
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. My bad, guys. My bad, Jose.
Shit.
Jose, next. Don't hit me, Jose.
But that's what I'm saying. Not you guys, but I understand.
Yeah.
I understand, man. We're getting to know each other, man,
Yeah.
and this is kind of really the who I am.
Yeah.
I'm that guy, man. I'm very punctual on my time. I'm not perfect.
Oh, you gonna hate Charles then?
Yeah, dude.
Just like me, man.
Talk about
You know, I'm that way.
Yeah, if I say it, I'm like I got here at 6:14.
Yep.
You know, and you say, hey, anytime after 6:15,
Yep.
I'm at 6:14. I gotta be here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm that guy, and my word is my bond. My word is if I don't have my word, I'm not a man.
Yeah.
I really believe that you can have all the clout, all the money, all the Bugatti, all that stuff. But if you don't have your word, man, you're nothing.
Yeah,
And
your
bro
word
code for
means
me is
something.
like,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to leave for my son. When I officially die again and I don't come back, my son, man, I want him to know his word's everything. You know, you can be successful and everything else, but if you ain't got your word, man, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
that is true.
You know, so that's like my bro code. You know,
So like I'm having a hard time learning because all my life we've been on Asian time. All my life we've been on Asian time. So for me to, you know, switch it up and be in a professional setting where time actually matters, and for that is like, you know, it's like, hey, you gotta be there at 6 o'clock, and you should be there. Was appointments at 6 o'clock. You should be there at 5:55. But for Asian time, when we say, hey, my birthday party is at 6 o'clock, I'll see you guys at 9.
I think Charles just promises too many things
Yes.
in an hour.
we're all guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know,
we're all
and I
guilty.
feel
Yeah,
like
with good intentions. With
Yeah.
good
well,
intentions.
and I feel, you know, then you hear that say, don't let your good intentions be spoken evil of, you know. And so again, I'm careful what I say now, especially now that we have a podcast. We're putting stuff out there.
there, yeah.
People are waiting for you guys to slip up.
Yeah.
for
You
sure,
said
for
this.
sure. Yep.
You said this, and you're doing this.
Yep.
People want that, and that's why I feel like still here means a lot to me, man, because it keeps me in check. You know, I know, like I'm you know, like messing around on the time thing, man, but I'm that guy. It's just that important. We're in the age, just this generation.
Yes.
Just your word doesn't mean nothing. It's how I feel.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's it. And I don't care how you feel. This is what you said.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it becomes this self-righteous, like, oh, well, who are you?
Right.
You know, you're like this, and then
It's
you
a
start-
bond, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a bond that you have. You say you're gonna do something, it's a bond. It's connection, right? It means something. You know, it's like if we go to war, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, Jose, I got you, right? Okay, then you know I'm gonna go do whatever I got to do, and then it's like all of a sudden I ain't got your back. You run away, like, dude, I'm left by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that guy.
guy.
Never. You know,
When you think about accountability and dependability, right, and all that kind of lines with all that too. Like more guys that even some of the friends I have 3-4 times are like, dude, I'm not calling you back no more. We're not having that connection and bonding. You know? But man, that's deep. We appreciate you sharing that, man. Let's go into the real podcast stuff, right? Like,
let's go.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I know we talk like, you know, have you ever? We both have podcasts. We talk about different topics, right? Subject. Where does your podcast like really want to gear more towards? Like, is there a topic or something new that sparks your interest that, you know, even your next conversation or segment that you're gonna do? Like, is that something? Is there something that you want to highlight more?
Yeah, I want to really bring a more personal level of I would say facts over feelings.
Facts over feelings.
You know, because personally for me, man, I believe we live in a world, a generation. It's just how I feel. And I used to be a very emotional guy like us. We're older dudes now. We can look back at our young experience and be like, look, man, I was 25 years old and I was everywhere. I was horny. I was hungry. I was happy. I was hangry. I was all this, but not focused.
Yeah.
It's like, and to me, that's where I've got to learn to draw a line. It's like, you know, my feelings cannot dictate the reality of what this world is, man, because if you're so caught up emotionally on a certain moment, that's going to come and go. Who are you foundationally is what has to stick, because the reality is XYZ. My feelings can change, and I don't want to get caught up into and let reality pass me by. Then you live in this world of deniability. You live in this world of like,
it's a false reality.
And you think, well, I got to find more people like me. Then you find yourself in a cult type, mindset.
Right.
And I feel like we've talked about this before. On the podcast, is like, vanilla flavor, man. Everything goes with vanilla.
Have you ever got into like a situation you're like, oh man, this shit's a fucking cult?
Oh,
like,
man.
You showed up to a house somewhere and you're like, oh shit, what kind of ritual is this?
It was a church.
It was a church?
Yeah. Wow. It was this a while back, and let me preface this before I say that.
This story,
I had beef with this pastor back in the day.
Yeah, beef with a pastor.
Yeah, well, this dude was a dirtbag.
Yeah,
you got one of those?
Yeah. Got you, bro.
Your boy got some hot bread too. But actually, this is perfect. But no, so, and bear in mind, man, this was about 13 years ago, and I actually went to church this past Sunday to his church.
To his church.
Yeah, and so
You went back for round 2?
Well, like us men, we eventually mature when the damage is done.
Yeah.
And so I think we squashed a lot, and this one had a cult-like mentality, man, only because it was like his way, the highway. Oh, wow. When I'm wrong, I'm right, wrong. Who says that?
Yeah.
When I'm wrong, I'm right, wrong.
Yeah, narcissism.
I'm right, wrong.
Yeah.
Narcissism, yep. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I'm wrong, I'm right, wrong.
Sounds like a wife.
Yeah.
Sound like you're married.
You're going to get beat down.
It sounds like you're married.
Well, and that's kind of really that was my upbringing in that mentality, man, and the way he treated his wife. And that I was a young kid, man, and I thought that's what I want to be. This is where I want to grow. And being so young and emotional and not really having a foundation, even knowing who I am, that stuck. And me and the wifey, man, this when this premiering in May, we've been married 18 years. But the first 12 years of our marriage, 13 years, thank you, man, was the hardest time of our marriage, especially for her. And so that cult mindset kind of brought into my world, my reality, and wasn't right. It's not like I was verbally or anything. It's just I was a dirtbag. I really was. I never cheated. I never did anything stupid like that, man. But it's just the maturity. These boys, even now, don't know how to grow up. Why? Because it's about me, man. My feelings. I want this. This, this to me, I believe when someone talks like that, let the red flag pop up. Like, all right, now where are you going? Is this somewhere anybody can benefit and grow, or are you trying to start something, a cult type mentality, man? Because that's really impacted me, and it impacted a bunch of other people there too.
Oh, dang.
And so now meeting with this guy, finally just water under the bridge, man. We grew. I can tell he's changed. Mentally, emotionally, he matured. He's an old guy, 65 years old.
Oh man.
Finally, the pride of men is the worst. And I never want to be a prideful guy, man. And I think that's where I've learned now to, forget my feelings. Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
No one's perfect.
Yeah,
but you got to at least take those steps to say, you know what? I'm finna do this. Yeah. It's going to hurt. I got a lot of undoing. Like we were talking about losing weight. You put in a lot of 15, 20 years of unhealthy living, eating, and habits. Right. You got a long time to undo that. It's not going to take a year or two. It's not going to take 5 years. It's going to take some time.
For sure.
Yeah. To undo what you've done to yourself and stuff. And I feel like that's where I want to go with the Still Here with season 4. Nice. And really, just facts over feelings. And sometimes we don't want to hear it. Sometimes we want to stay in our feelings. Yeah. Go ahead. I have this one episode that I want to shoot again, man. It's called Be Your Own Hoe.
Be your own hoe.
Be your own
Explain
hoe.
that a little bit,
I
man.
like that. I like that.
Title.
Be your own hoe.
If you're going to be a hoe,
Yeah.
be a hoe.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself that you're not.
Yeah. Be a truthful hoe.
Yeah, be a true hoe.
Yeah.
You're talking about a guy, his name's Jose, who has the word hoe in his name.
Yeah.
So I want to be a hoe.
You were given that already.
I was blessed to
You
be
were
that
blessed
hoe.
already. That was your gift.
That was my natural born gift,
Yeah,
man.
your natural born gift.
But the reality is sometimes we lie to ourselves like we're not hurt.
Yeah.
We're not angry. We're not bitter. We're not jealous. Let it run its course. I say stay in it for a little bit, see how you like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you don't, man, grow from it because you remember the bad taste. When's the last time you guys had something gross eat and you're like, I ain't eating that again?
Oh, that's when you get like food poisoning. Mm-hmm. Remember, like I got sick from some Asian sausage, and that used to be my favorite
Asian
food.
sausage?
Yes.
We're talking about the Asian sausage, right?
Yeah.
Toby,
Like I had,
Toby's had a couple of shots already.
I had like the wrong Asian sausage.
But
It was different.
It wasn't spicy enough.
So it left a bad taste.
Yeah, that bad taste in your mouth.
Left a bad taste.
We're talking about the food, right?
Wait, where are we going with these?
No, the reason
Everyone
why
touch
Charles had everything in his mouth last week too. That's why this is funny.
Oh,
man.
yeah, it
I
was.
had everything in my mouth. Man, I don't remember anything from last week.
Let me go replay last week's session.
Yo, that's funny.
Go for it.
Well, again, you're left off with a bad memory.
Yeah.
And I think if you're willing to go through it and you want to go through it, grow through it. You might as well grow through it. Right. Not trying to be a Ryan. I got no bars. If you're gonna go through it, grow through it. Or you're gonna stay in it. And I've learned to not stay in it no more because what it did to me in my marriage, what it did to me mentally, what it did to me emotionally, messed me up. We had to leave Selma, her family, that church, people that interfered with my marriage, interfered with my life, and I'm letting these people control. It's like I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Why you have input on my life? Why you putting me against my wife, my in-laws? Why you and it's
they got in between.
they got in between, and it's like
those values. I believe. This
to me you need to be this, and so
right.
when we left, I had no one to blame but me. Mm-hmm. This was about 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago. And I started to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't like I didn't know who I was. And when I finally had to say, I got to go. I stopped because I was a pastor. I was a person that was influencing students' life. Yeah. And to take all that away, I was on worship teams. I played instruments. I did all that, man. I was really involved, man, impacting lives. And
well, that was part of your identity.
that's who I thought I was.
Like to dispose of that, man. It's like, wow, that's big,
Yeah, and for all that to be stripped away, and it's like, who am I? That was a hard pill to swallow, man, because I didn't know. She got the blunt end of it because I didn't know who I was. So I picked up drinking because my business started taking off. So I was doing promotions for like local breweries, and hey, you're doing promotions here, free beer. So the real Jose came out. And I think that's where I've learned, man, if I'm going to be in it, I'm going to be in it.
For sure.
Because I look back at certain moments, if you guys want to get into it, man, that I never want to repeat.
Man.
And that's why it's important. It's like, if you're going to be a hoe, just be it. Don't lie to yourself. If you're going to be bitter, man, just don't lie to yourself that you're not. I hated lying to myself because I hate liars. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've lied in my time, and I knew what it did to me, and I knew how it treated, and I know how it made me feel, and other people feel when they found out I was
like a
lying.
mask. That mask finally came out,
and you're
And
exposed.
you're exposed.
Yeah, and so it's not perfection, man. And my buddy Jonathan, man, he's like, it's not perfection, man. It's progression.
It's
If you're not-
acceptance.
yeah.
Acceptance too is the other one. Accepting a part of you that like, oh shoot, yeah, I do these naughty things or whatever, right? And it's like, dude, yeah, that is a part of me. That is who I am, you know. And if nobody likes it, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, that this is who I am.
Yeah.
And you find your tribe.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that what you did was a very hard thing, and many people still now, right, is going through that.
Yeah.
They don't know where to go and don't know what to do and can't find the right people to help them get through that, and they go into depression. You know, and you hear a lot of it.
Yeah, and again, what depression leads to, man, you know, pity. The depression leads to your self-worth. You question your worth, man. And I'm not a therapist, but I've experienced the reality of that, and I've learned I had to learn to push past my feelings in the moment. You know, I don't want to get stuck in the moment, because the moment we make it what, man, it's gonna come and go. Seasons come, things come and go. Don't stay in it. You know, if you're gonna stay in it, man, just at least grow from it, and remember the taste. I don't want that no more. Or if someone comes in and tries to devalue you or something you've grown from, you're aware and you're conscious enough and you're smart enough to know, that feeling's got to go. That's bringing me back to old memories that's no longer me. You got to go. Right. Boundaries. You know, and I think that's what even a rapid, this part is just, that's where Still Here podcast has to grow. And I know there's things I'm going to say and talk about that a lot of people are not going to like. But the fact is, it's
also real too.
Yeah.
You know, you being real, being very authentic with your audience too. Like,
yeah.
I forgot to ask you too, but this came to my thought. Like, if there was one person this season 4 or 5? Four.
We haven't started yet, man.
Yes.
Well, we're shooting now. Yeah.
Who would you want to interview on your podcast? Is there a person that comes to mind? You're like, man, I wish this guy would come on my podcast, man. Because we think
Like
about that
celebrity-wise, or just anybody?
or just anybody, a motivational speaker, or anybody that comes to mind. Like, we think about that all the time. Man, who would be that guy that would love to come here besides Jose?
Yeah.
Right? Who is that?
Man,
who is that
honestly,
person
man.
for you, man?
I mean, that's a loaded question, dude. But, I mean, I said it before, you know. I mean, I know I'm not the perfect Christian or the perfect guy, man. I would legit talk to Jesus, bro.
Ooh.
Like facts.
That's deep.
You know, like,
Man.
Bro, don't you talk to him every night?
we do, but to have like a physical conversation and be like, what if he was here and you're like,
Yeah, you could talk to him. Yeah.
Jesus, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
To be like, and he'd be like, because I love you, man.
Man,
And that's deep.
If I did that and I felt somebody touch me, I'm like, oh shoot, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
but the thing is, if we knew we were walking into it, and I don't want to get all super Christian. Everyone's gonna make assumptions on like, oh, he's Jesus freak. I am, but I'm not. But the reality is like I believe in that. I do. Yeah. There's certain parts of my life that I still got to work on. Especially as men. But again, that does not still stop me from believing and serving in
your
Him.
job's not done here, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
I believe what you went through.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Yeah.
done.
You have something else to do here on Earth before you
sure.
go back. For sure, and
I agree.
for you to do this, like it's amazing what you're doing, and you're inspiring people to do many things with your story.
That's what's up.
And I think, like even the messaging, like some of the things that you went through, even your story that you share about being in the hospital, these were all different clues and symbols and all these things that came to your life. And it may not be verbalized with Jesus right now.
Yeah.
Spiritually, I guarantee you. Charles likes, Toby likes that.
I need somebody to touch my knees.
I think he was,
over quick.
Yes.
we starting OnlyFans right now.
Is this going on your channel tonight?
For the audience, man, let us know what y'all like about all this too, okay? Well,
I'm getting hot with Jose's hand on my
I'm just gonna keep it right here. See how long. I'm gonna slowly creep
Charles
up.
getting a little red.
No, that's fine.
Hey, use your sexy voice too.
I'm slowly creeping up.
Jose said we are.
Increasing the tension.
I got pillows.
Charles like, we are now in session for real.
Cue the music. Bow, shaka, bow, wow.
No, I think you're living that moment like you shared. Like everything that you've gone through in life, those are all clues. Those are all words of encouragement. Those are nonverbal things that happen to you, and that's something that's very touching. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people could share that. Not a lot of people could go back to that. You think about all the people that during the pandemic, that lost loved ones. You know what I mean? And our thoughts and prayers are with them, man. And for you to have that, like, man, dude, that's a beautiful thing, man. So yeah, living at the moment, but. Man, Jesus, okay, I like that.
We got deep, man. But the reality is because
okay,
whatever religion you believe what you want.
Yeah,
I'm not here to judge you.
Yeah,
but imagine you get to talk to the person. You pray.
Yeah.
How many times we prayed? Yeah. How many times you prayed and you're like, man, I hope you heard it.
Yeah.
But physically how we're talking, you're like, yo, you actually hearing me, and you know.
Yeah, but aren't you worried about like where they say never meet your hero? What happened? Like you meet Jesus and Jesus.
Well, it's not like he's my hero. I think he's my savior.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
because I was gonna say, what happened if he responded, "Go, dude, I didn't know the world's." He's like,
y'all messed it up.
If I would have known,
I would have came down for none of y'all fools.
What if he was like a gangster or something? You know what I mean?
Like,
man, Jose, don't worry about that shit. I got you, bro.
Well, this is just like Cedric the Entertainer, man. He's like, you don't want a black president. Remember the original Kings of Comedy? He's like, you get a black president, man. And they're like, tell me about Monica Lewinsky. He's like, wait, hold up, dog. Hold up, man. You gonna say that to me in front of my wife? He's like, man, it's like, man, you leave the press conference, man. President fight too much. It's like, if that's Jesus, that'd be hood Jesus. So
right? They said Jesus or God was made in our image, right?
Ooh.
It could be anything.
Yeah, blood right
you know
there.
What I mean?
Boy.
Yeah,
No.
hey, what's up, bro? Like, oh shit, that's crazy, right?
But again, it's one of those things, man. And to me, again, I don't want to get all deep, but because your boy ain't perfect, man. Don't everyone, no one listening, watching.
Yeah.
I haven't arrived. I think the day I arrive is when I officially die.
Yeah.
And I'll never see the legacy. But what I'm doing is instilling that in my kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially as fathers and as men that have sons. We want to leave a legacy. It's like,
for
dude,
sure.
Be better than me.
Did I wear the wrong shirt?
Oh, we're going to hell.
oh shit,
I wore the wrong shirt today, guys.
That's a cute one,
you
though.
got baby double.
But that's my whole direction I want to go, man. And I want to reach people with the reality of the experience.
For sure.
The experience doesn't define you, whether it's negative, but if you can grow from it, man, you're on your way.
For sure.
Because when you can learn to, accept each blow in life, you know how to fight it off. It's one of those things where you can grow, and you definitely
Playing chicken again. Go ahead, man.
But that's just really where I'm at. I mean, yeah, that's who I'd want to interview, man. Get back to that. Man. Got deep quick.
Oh, it's all good, man. We go anywhere with this, bro. You know what I mean? Like, go deep. You want to go shallow? You want to do short jabs?
Corny, go
Dude, I didn't drink that much. I'm not crying, so I'm good.
But I think it's dope, man. I mean, so far I love it here, man. I like you guys' spot here, man. You guys,
You like it?
I love it, man.
Not as big and nice as yours, and
Hey,
we love your camera system. We love
you.
your setup, dude, and your page, man. Your what is those things called on the front page of the Instagram?
Cover or don't
Covers, your covers, the first clip of it, your thumbnails.
Oh, thumbnails.
Thumbnails. Man, that's amazing. Love
Yeah, I make all those.
Yeah.
You know what I like more? Is
creative.
how he got his family involved in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his daughter, being a cameraman.
Yeah.
Like, she was awesome with that thing. We should know exactly when to cut and, go to the next one.
She made me look cute. So
I
I'm
know.
Like, oh shit. Okay.
That's easy for
Like,
me, though,
good.
man.
For me and Lucky,
tried.
we weren't that heavy on that one. Like on this podcast, our face is wide as shit.
Because I gotta lean up my boys, man. Because one of my buddies, like, dude, told me, he's like, man, all you guys look like you'd be brothers. You remember I put on your glasses? I look just like you. Yo, that was funny. But the podcast is family oriented, man. Only because, again, I'm not about hype. I'm not. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm with the boys, what's up, boys? And we finna do this and that, whatever. It's it's not about that.
Yeah.
I got the wifey involved. I got my daughter involved. The other two are gonna eventually jump along, man. But first podcast, it was me and that kid, 25, 26-year-old hothead. We're trying to be out there and trying to hey, let's market us. And the wifey just stood in the living room while we did our thing.
Mm-hmm. So how can some of our audience listen to some of your?
Are we already wrapping up?
No, just kidding. No,
Is that a cue?
Yeah,
No. It's just sharing more message, like how, because I know some people are probably commenting, like, dude, how can we listen to Jose? What what media platform are you on currently right now? Have you added any other platforms?
Nah, man, I keep it to the mains, man, because again, people don't really download Google Podcast,
Yeah,
you know, or
Google got a podcast?
I was gonna say that.
I
right
never
now.
knew that.
yeah, or iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio,
Yeah, it's
I heard
like-
about that.
You know, but again, that's subscription. So why pay for that when you got Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
YouTube?
YouTube? Yes, I'm on YouTube. You know, those are really my top three, man, that I'm on. Social media wise, I'm on Facebook. I don't really use Facebook. I honestly, man, Facebook's for old people. You know, and I feel like that's kind of where
We're in between.
Yeah, and I
We don't know if we're on Facebook or Instagram or what's the other one?
TikTok?
Twitter.
Yeah, TikTok or Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat.
Snapchat?
I'm not on Snapchat, but
You're on TikTok.
yeah,
I know you're on
TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, and really where my focus is, man, is really where everyone's at is on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Oh, yeah,
You know, YouTube Shorts are where, you know, podcasts and, you know, content creators, man, that's where it needs, your shorts need to always go on there.
Yeah.
Because those views, because you know how it says you need 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 view, or 10,000 hours of this, and, you know, so X amount of view times.
Yeah.
Those shorts will launch you up.
Man.
So a lot of content creators are missing out because that's going to launch you quick to
YouTube Shorts.
to get
YouTube
monetized.
Shorts?
Yeah, to get monetized. So that's where I'm mainly at, man. It's just I would say the main top tiers, man, is Facebook because you have to have that for an Instagram.
Yeah.
So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm on Twitter, you know, but I think the way things are going now, man, I think Twitter is going to be the new platform for freedom of speech or for, you know, for real talk. And I'm on Rumble too, but I really haven't posted
What's
on
Rumble?
Rumble's another version of YouTube, but you won't get censored, canceled on certain topics.
Really?
I gotta go check it out.
Yeah.
Rumble's straight up free speech, bro.
Free speech.
Really?
You know, you can speak facts and not say, "Oh, that's hate speech." No, this is the facts. You know, and I don't want to get down that tunnel of like, you know, what is what, and you know, but I just want to make sure that what I say, man, is factual and it's not going to. But Rumble is where I got to post. I think I only got like 2-3 episodes of season 3 loaded on there. Oh man! So I got to go and just drop them all.
I think all of us here believe in freedom of speech, man, because we have to be able to express ourselves. You know, I mean, there's a line between respect and disrespect.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you know, these guys growing up, they're kind of younger, they're uncontrolled, so they don't know until we mature and they're like, oh, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then you realize that you make mistake, you move on. You know, like you can't condemn somebody like who said something like Chris Rock or something like, or Dave Chappelle said something way back in the day. And they came back and they tried to cancel him.
Well, Kevin Hart. I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart. He's annoying, but
Yeah, I love
he
Kevin.
said something 10, 15 years ago, and they tried to cancel him at the Oscars. He's like, look, I apologize so many different ways. I'm done apologizing.
Yeah.
You're not going to get, and that's where I draw a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do, man. Because again, they want to say, oh, everyone's inclusive. Everyone, you know, we accept everybody. But if it goes against us, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, even people dig up stuff. That's why, again, I got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, because we get a lot of heated moments. The camera stop rolling. We're like, shit, what did I just say, man? Y'all finna post this? You know, it's like
a lot of stuff that we're like,
we're not putting that out there.
well, I mean, there's time where we put it out there, but nobody listens. You know, in the beginning, like nobody listens to us.
That's why we get in trouble 20 years from now.
I know.
Nah.
Now that we know that, I might have to go back and edit some of the old ones.
I don't know. Like to me, I feel comfortable though. Like I don't really want to censor what I say. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody hates it,
who I am,
somebody
man.
hate it.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
That's who I am.
You know, and it's not like I don't mean it intentionally. I don't mean it like as a hate. It's just I joke around and this and that. But when it comes down to it, like okay, yeah, it's just a joke. You know,
Yeah.
but
Well, and I think I love
understand
that.
what you're
Well, we
saying.
don't. People can't take jokes no more.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a time where, man, a lot of my black friends make fun of me. A lot of my white friends, Asian friends, dude. I'll say it, man. One of my Asian friends, man, Michael Pongsavan, man, I think his name.
Oh,
was.
he Laos.
Yeah, and so he was like, "What's up, wet back?" You know, I'm like, dang, all right, what's up? And I'd say what I'd say. You know, I don't want to say things here, man. I don't,
But it's out of love, right?
Yeah, and that's how we greeted
Yeah,
each other,
yeah.
man. And like black dudes, you know, they call me the N word all day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like
same here.
same.
Same
Yeah,
here.
that's how I grew up. But the thing is, though, people now are just too sensitive and it's like
sensitive.
offensive.
Yeah.
We
But
used
they
to do
didn't grow
gay
up in the hood.
Jokes all the time.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we used to do gay jokes all the time.
Yeah.
You know, calling each other gay and
Or be like, I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is. You know, it's one of those things. You know, it's
Like, he used to say all those words.
Yeah.
I was saying top. Charles top. He always likes to be on top. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? All
Dude,
the
I don't even know what top is. Last time David was here, he said he's top. I had no idea what top means.
he's like just
I'm like, what
What do you call you? A bear? What do you call him?
No, a panda.
A panda.
You
Oh,
hairless
you a
panda.
he took that. He's like a hairless panda. I'm
yeah.
more than that. That's how he
Yeah, bro. Like, dude, I'm pretty sure that's like a
As he
category.
twiddles his thumbs.
Yeah, like that's a category. Somebody's over there admiring me right now.
Bro, I think he called me a Twinkie. I'm like, a Twinkie? Yeah, I'm like, what? I guess I'll take it.
Twink.
You
twink?
slim
Yeah.
and mushy in the middle.
Yeah, slim and mushy. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, I like Twinkies, man. Twinkies aren't the same no more, though. You notice that when we were
No,
younger,
no.
the quality is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you get cream filled, but now it's
tastes
just,
generic.
yeah, it's like it tastes like chemicals. It's like,
Took out the preservative.
Yeah.
Remember back then, Twinkie lasts forever.
it does, dude.
Now they take out whatever that was to make it expire, so it doesn't taste the same no more.
I know, man. I mean, we're here and we went straight to like Twinkie talk. What do we got here? Oh, more halls.
Yeah, more halls.
Yeah, your boy needs that, man. You hear my throat's all weird and
So
raspy.
like, you know,
It's not
Because
your
it's hot in
type
here
of
right
voice?
now.
Nah, I wish.
try breathing too much.
Man, it's hot right now, dude. Like, I'm looking at the AC, and I'm like, we have an AC guy on the podcast.
Clapper.
And we need somebody to make it cool.
Hey,
I
so-
charge, man. I charge, bro.
You know, Jose, like when you guys do your podcast, I know you mentioned you do the editing. Your daughter, you got the whole family kind of just doing all that. How long does it take for you to edit? Mind me asking?
Well,
Like one episode.
Well, we use the like our episode.
Yeah.
I could have dropped it that night.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty quick, dude.
Wow.
Like the whole podcast,
turnaround.
video and audio. Because when you guys were there, she was switching. You saw in the preview,
Yeah.
going between cameras. That's live editing.
Wow.
You know, like right now, you guys are recording. You know,
Yeah.
I used to drop it on the timeline. I know those struggles. I know the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, so you have 4 videos that are shot, and you have to rewatch it and listen who talks and cuts to her. The wifey, shout out wifey, man.
Yeah.
She follows the flow.
Oh, she just-
She and it's just like you see on news TV.
Yeah.
You know, just going between camera 1, take camera 2. My daughter's on camera 4. You know, and that's and that once that show's done, I can take that from the hard drive, drop it to my timeline, intro, outro, lower thirds. You know, your guys' information, social media. I'll do a lot of color correcting, kind of make it look clean and sharp, more richer colors. You know, beef up the audio. You know, and then put the outro. So our podcast was almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that'll take about 30, 40 minutes to export.
Okay.
So by then, I already caught like thumbnails or the pictures we
Yeah.
took.
Sure.
When that's rendering or exporting, I'm making the thumbnail.
Nice.
And so when that's done, I could have just dropped it that night, posted it that morning.
You
Because-
you have a background in editing. Is that how?
Yeah, production media.
Production media.
Yeah, I used to work at a news station here in town.
Yeah.
You know, I got my start in media at church because I was serving community service. I got kicked out of high school. I think I told you guys this.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how it started. But I can honestly, man, drop podcasts 2, 3, 4 a day if I wanted to.
Wow.
And that's including editing, everything already. See, I think that's
We're
what
slacking.
well, that's what we noticed, you know, about the production that you guys do. It's really, really solid, man. I think
you.
you're probably one of the few that we recognize, and we talked about, like, dude, Jose's stuff is legit, you know. So check out his podcast. We're not
It's on point.
We're not sugarcoating anything. Like, it's really, really good. Like, even now in session, you know, we're strategizing and figuring out and learning from you too. Like, man, these are things that we could do, you know, and grow on, man.
Yeah, I'm not. There's no gatekeeping with me, man.
Yeah,
I'll
for sure.
I'll help you guys out, man. Because you know, I remember when I first started, I was hella gatekeeping only because I was like, man, y'all know what I went through to get here.
Yeah.
And you gonna want to hit me up after 10 years? You didn't call me. Hey, what's up, man? I want to pick your brain, mother. Man, all of a sudden you see me doing something. All of a sudden you want to be in my life.
Yep. Yeah, we might give you this session to edit for us. Just you can cut and see how you do. Yeah, we're gonna be right there too with you, man. You know,
But that's what I'm saying. But with you guys, I'm down to help you out.
Please, sweet, man.
You guys are my boys, man.
collaboration, man.
Yeah, and I know we're talking about. I don't want to put this out there because no one's doing it. So I know we talked earlier about something we want to do big, and another guy that I know, another podcaster. But You know, I think with the heavy hitters that we have here in the Central Valley, here's the thing though. You know, you get like Bitwise, all these guys that have the money, CMAC, all these guys.
Yeah.
It's like it's expected for them to have something like this.
Yeah.
You know, in the news stations. You know, but for guys that are solo, guys that are doing it without the support of grant money or no, we're doing this on our own.
Yep.
For sure.
You know, so I feel like us are leading that new era or that next level era of podcasting in the Central Valley because this is our own money.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I don't like a reporter. You know, somebody, you know, or an anchor. It's like, yeah, you're hot. Yeah, you know, you work for the news. You're this, you're that. But once you leave that job, you don't have all the gear. You don't have all that. Like, you don't have the clout of, oh, I work for, you know, this channel.
You didn't go through the struggle.
Yeah. It's like you walked into it.
Yeah.
And you have everything at your fingertips,
For
but when
sure.
you walk away,
sure.
it's just you and your phone, or if you have a camera, and now you do the work, you know. But we're doing that ourselves, and we're putting ourselves out there, and we're setting a podcast industry standard, you know. And I feel like because again, everyone's like, dude, you're lucky you have this. Dude, I struggled.
I think from the ground up,
I
man.
struggled.
Right? Working from the ground up, and that's crucial, man.
I've started just like you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Like you were talking about earlier, I just buy stuff. Sometimes I wish I didn't buy it, but hey, I bought it. Dude, I have a lot of stuff that I was like, damn, I wasted so much money.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have bought that. I really wish.
You want to know what else Charles bought? Charles, go in that closet, get Sancho out of there. Like, these are things
You guys
that
really wanna see
Charles...
that?
Yeah, go
All
get
right,
that. Audience want Miss Sancho too. So these are things that Charles comes up with, you know, and in his clever mind. We're like, dude, let's run with it, you know? So there's times where,
problem.
you know, we're missing... there's times that we're missing... yeah.
Charles is having too much fun.
Yeah, there's times where we're missing one of our...
He's gonna join us for the rest of the
You know,
podcast
leave him out
now.
there, man.
Oh,
So,
you're the bigger spoon, Charles?
Yeah. Like, is this what's called on top?
Huh?
Is this what we
you're
call
the
on
bigger
top?
spoon, you know? That's the little spoon and the big spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But wait,
Sancho's
I
gonna-
understand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like this bad.
Yeah.
But it's like, again, it's a learning curve, man.
For sure, man.
It really is. And I think, and there are some people I'll gatekeep because I know these guys are. Now I don't want to say, dude. I
Just say it.
No.
I would just say F this guy.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
this
Yeah.
one guy, because I know his own thing is he's like, hey, bro, let's chill, bro.
You
Let's
said fuck so many times already,
Yeah.
and you want to say F.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just say let it out,
Yeah,
bro.
but that's the thing with this guy. Again, these guys, I know these guys that really want to use me just for that. You know, but you guys aren't like that because we've like even in our first session we had, you know, like how I say that, you know, on my podcast, it's like we automatically connected. We automatically we're
sure.
the same age demographic. We're the same experience. Grew up in the same hood, basically. Yeah, please get rid of the Sancho. You know, but that's the reality. It's like we've actually learned things about life, and we have a connection. You know, and I think with people that just want to use me for what I have and not.
Man.
You put in the work.
I put in the work.
And think, then I'm going to surpass him.
Yeah.
And be like, not give your boy some flowers.
Flowers for real.
You know, hey, shout out Jose. I wouldn't be here because he showed me how to do all this.
Right.
You know, it's not like, you know, again, I'm careful with people like
Man,
that, man.
that's
for sure.
corporate mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how school taught us. You know, but when we're in the hood, man, we look out for one another. We watch out. You, my brother, my sister, we look out for one another. That's how we were raised, you know? So we didn't mesh with the school. We get into the corporate world because when we get into the corporate world, we're like, man, this is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you guys build my kingdom.
Yeah.
And you guys struggle. That's what I've learned, especially in the news. You know, I worked at Fox 26, and those guys were exactly like that.
Yeah.
They shit on the little guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and me, I hated that mentality, dude.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
having my business and having where I'm paying my wife, paying my daughter, I would never want nobody to do that to them.
For sure.
You know, so the experiences that they're getting, I might as well just keep, you know, this is my business. You know, you guys are a part of the family business and you'll never get burned here. You know, should and when we bring on other people that are trustworthy, loyal, not, hey, I'm going to get my experience and dip. Because that's what KMPH is. You know, I'll put it out there, dude.
Yeah.
KMPH is a starting block. You know, they want to brag that, hey, we're top 50 in the nation. You are, but you're there only because of the people you burn.
Yeah.
You know, then they reciprocate the burning of like, oh, we get all these stupid little college kids coming in, no experience and caught up in the hype. Then a year later, they're like, I hate it. I'm just going to get my experience and I'm going to leave. And
That's a cult. That's the cult.
That's bad, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've learned not to be. I've learned so many examples of what not to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I think with that, I wish I would have learned, you know, maturing and, you know, proper planning on purchasing stuff. But again, man, live and learn. You know,
Toby get mad at me all the time. He's like, man, we're not gonna buy the same shit over and over. Just quit being cheap. Just buy the right one.
Yeah.
Did you buy the right one?
Oh yeah, I mean,
No, I'm more like the
funny, dude.
like I want to do things right the first time.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep doing stuff over and over and over because you know being in business, we know that.
Yeah.
Like dude, like in any business, you know, like you might as well do it right the first time, and you learn that, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
in your case. You're not gonna make that same mistake if you open another business somewhere else.
Yeah.
You learn that already, right?
And I think that comes with experience.
Yeah, it
you
comes with
know? And I love the
experience,
fact that how we're, you know, I'm 41. I identify as 25. You know, and so if
That's good
anybody
age.
wants to judge me, I'm gonna sue them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna get them canceled.
Yeah.
You know, so and I think with that experience, man, it's only gonna show us, man. We're now, if like you said, new business. You guys are starting this podcast. How dope! Like you said, you guys said this is gonna be our business. You guys opened up an account. You know, you guys
just today.
So you guys know going into this how now in session as a LLC, as a you know corporate or however you say business.
Yeah.
You know how to grow it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the experience is so, you know, I mean, fun stuff like this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm about
Yeah.
the fun, you
Yeah.
know, but the reality is like we know how now.
Yeah.
Right now we know because of the experience. They're good.
Yeah. Yep.
And these Gen Zers, these softy little clowns,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
think they know it all because, you know, it's like it's easy. Everything's done for them. And,
Yep.
But when
Nah,
they
man.
hit that wall,
Yep.
they're not gonna know where to go.
Yeah, they're gonna go try to find that coloring book in the, you know, in the library or the coloring spaces or find their little comfy little pet. I don't know, you know, but again, they don't know how to take it on the chin and just
see,
like,
the cool thing is, I feel great for my great grandkids because you know how like they said that. What's the one saying where hard time create hard, easy time and easy time create
Hard time create good men, good, and then easy time create soft. No,
Soft men.
No.
Hard time create hard men, right?
something create easy.
Yeah,
easy.
But you guys know where we're going with this.
yeah.
So right now we got
Google
some,
it, guys. Google it. You know what we're talking about.
Exactly. It's on YouTube somewhere. But so right now we're creating a bunch of soft people. This is gonna create some hard time. And with that hard time, by that time my great grandkids gonna be there, and then they're gonna be strong people.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, hey, it's just a cycle of life.
yeah. Well, that reminds me of saying it's better to be a warrior in the garden than being a gardener in the war.
Yeah, that was Miyato Musashi or something like that.
Is not Sun Tzu?
No, that's another guy. He wrote the 5 Rings or the Book of 5 Rings or something like that. He was another samurai
Man,
warrior.
whoever's
too.
on Instagram, like, you know, labeling the wrong people, quoting shit, like making me look dumb now.
Well, I think I got that from like one of Jordan Peterson's.
Peterson?
And you know, I think that's where I think my legacy for my son, man. He's already one of these. You know, he's gonna be his mentality is changing. He's 13. You know, he's already gonna be 14 this month in May. You know, and the reality, he knows his responsibility as a man to provide or to protect or to priest of the home.
Nice.
When I was sick, he just so naturally filled that role. Took care of his mom, took care of his sisters, even when he was sick. And when I was sick, he carried me, you know, and it's one of these things where my life now is a reflection of who he's going to be. Where I should have been like that, where I'm at right now, I should have been that at his age that I haven't. I started maturing 8 years ago. I'm 41.
Yeah.
6 years ago, 7 years ago. But he's going to be so far ahead of me, you know, because he knows his shortcomings. He knows as a 13-year-old, and even all my kids are homeschooled. To this day, they don't want to go to a public school. They don't care. You know, I decide, hey, just get good enough grades because y'all going to be working with me anyways. You know, and if you guys want to venture off, doing your own thing, I want to make sure I've built a foundation for you guys to fall on or build off on. And I think now, like you're talking about earlier, it's just like our generations are going to be the one to carry on what we may or may not see. And that's what's important. You know, because even when I officially die, my life, knowing that I'm not perfect, because that woman sitting right there knows where I've been, what I've done, what I've said, and how our marriage was always a struggle. in the beginning times, my spirit, I'm still here because the legacy I choose to live. And it's not so much, again, I'm not perfect, man. I'm not this, patriarchy or this hierarchy of toxic masculine. I'm a man. I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
And I choose to live like this, man, because this generation needs men to lead.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have that now. We have a lot of softies. We have a lot of people who are confused. Yeah. I'm sorry that you're confused, man, but you got to push past that confusion. Yep. Your identity is in, I believe, God. And if you can't fill your life with all this stuff and expect your life to be good and satisfied, right. You have to find Him. It's like, Jose, you're cussing. You're not a true example of a Christian. Hey, man, sue me. Are you perfect?
As a Christian,
are you
can't
this?
Cuss?
There are standards these guys have. It's like, again, but that's the reality. Again, people try to push a cult like, well, you're not supposed to be this.
I never knew that. Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah, and so when people put an expectation on you, especially, when someone says when you guys are younger, Lucky, don't do that. Don't go over there and take that, this and that. What are you going to do when you're 11, 12, 13 years old?
I'm going right back over there.
I'm going to go do it, yeah.
I'm going to go take it, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I think I've got to learn, instead of just talking about I'm a Christian, say, I'm just going to live a life where people see it. Because, what's that? Actions speak louder than words.
Yep.
And every time we've met, people come to the pod, they get on the show, and they meet my whole family. You guys met my kids. You guys met my family. And everyone time's like, dude, there's something different about your kids.
Yeah.
They're looking me in the eye.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
They're talking to me. They're like, my son, hey, how are you doing? How was your day? It's good. Well, it's good. It's good. I'm happy to hear that. My daughters, hey, you guys want something to drink? They're very hospitable. They're very, they communicate. You see my daughter working, and I'm creating leaders. For sure. And I'm creating a generation that's going to lead. Like you said, our great grandkids are going to imagine, dude, that's going to be so dope. And that's where I feel like I'm looking towards the future, not now. Because I feel like I've worked hard enough to be in this position. But honestly, personally, I don't feel like I deserve the fruits of it. I feel like my kids will inherit that. And that to me is good enough.
Man.
And my kids will inherit that. And then they'll build that legacy. And they're going to think, man, my great-great-grandpa Jose was this crazy dude, twerking out, McDonald's driveway, having a good time, out there trying to crumb, trying to do all this. Yeah. But he lived it up, and we're here because of that. And people don't think that far.
Yeah.
Whether people don't want kids or not, what are you leaving behind? And that's where I feel like guys like us that do these type of podcasts, they can reflect and be like, man,
you nailed it, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's deep, man.
That's deep. No, you nailed it. We talk about all that stuff all the time, And even, I don't have kids, but my legacy is still continuing because that's the space that I want them to get into. That's the reflection they see of me when they're going to be born soon, So I know Charles, he's very inspirational when he talks about his children and the things that he want to leave behind as a first-gen refugee family, and I think that's something to be very proud of, even moving into the future, man. So, man, that's a lot of great work. Podcast coming up, man. Woo.
What's the future for you besides the podcast? I mean, are you going to try to do another business, just focus on this? I mean, when it's all said and done and you retire, are you trying to stay in the States, move out, or?
I want to move out. I want to move to Texas.
Nice.
And I want to move somewhere
Texas.
more like secluded, like the hell with everybody.
You want a ranch?
I want a ranch.
Yeah.
I'm not a rancher. I mean, I got my father-in-law says my hands, they call them penis fingers because they're so soft.
Yeah.
He ain't not touch no hardwood.
Yeah. Only wood I touch. But I mean, I think long term, man, because I love working. I love editing. Shoot, dude, I work 4 or 5 days out of the month.
Man.
Wow.
And my daughter does the other 3 or 4 days.
Hey, we
she
shooting
edits.
all our videos to Jose, man, just to help him out a little bit, No, you mentioned last time when I was piggyback on our conversation, like you said, Lucky, man, I also wouldn't mind becoming a motivational speaker. Like, your voice and the things that you share, it's very appealing, and it's also original. It's real. So your voice, you speak really well, man. And a lot of when I think about your podcast, I think, man, Jose speaks really well.
Thank you.
I take on that, man. So Would motivational speaking be something in your future?
Dude, I want to do that now.
Man.
I just haven't had
Amen to that, man.
the time to start, because again, I can promote my podcast,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
like, hey, hire me to speak at your church or your school.
Yeah.
It's like, who are you? I got to build a footprint still. This is like, I can't be a hypocrite and be like, yeah, dude, you only have 12 followers.
Yeah.
You can't jump on my pod yet because you got to at least, I'm that guy. I got to build, and I'm building right now. Our podcast just this past February made official full year.
Man.
And so I want to get it in a position where people at least know. And where I'm at that point, people are like, I was at a brewery. They're like, dude, I know you.
Yep.
I'm like, how? He's like, babe, what do I know? She's like, oh, he's the podcast guy. Yeah, I love your. And I've had a bunch of those run-ins, man, and slowly grown. No ego, trust me. Because where I was before this, man, as easy as faulty men, we can mess it up and go back to that.
Oh, for sure.
So
sure.
I feel like I was meant to struggle my whole life to remember where I come from. So to be that motivational speaker, to be that person to, communicate that, and relate. Why? Because when someone, you can sit there and relate to somebody and be like, yo, because the Bible says, man, and I don't want to get off preaching, but this is one of the verses that really hit home for me. God's going to use the foolish things of this world to put to shame the wise. He's going to use the not so educated, the not so smart, the dumb people, the idiots, the people that are cast out, the people that are losers, the people that are supposed to be nobodies. He wants to use them. Why? Because he knows they are, and everybody knows.
Right.
And so when that person finally rises up, isn't he that one guy?
Isn't that one guy?
Isn't he?
We never thought.
And they're surprised.
Yes.
Because you expect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at Trump. He's rich. Daddy gave him money. Look at this person. Because those guys are so dependent and knowing it's them. Me, I know it's not me.
Right.
I was chosen to be used for this, and I want to walk in that because I want the person that doesn't feel like they're worth anything. Know that, look, if this clown can do it, yo, you can.
Yeah.
Because I've been told my whole life by my mom, by my dad, by people in life, pastors, ministries, yo, your life is shit, bro.
Right.
You need to die. You are a mistake. You're not my son. You're not this. How does like a 6-7-year-old supposed to take that?
Yeah.
And to be here, to still be here outside of all that, there's a reason why.
There's a reason, for sure.
So I want somebody that feels alone, know that literally, we hear it all the time. I want to reach people that, that feel like, no, I genuinely want to connect with that person that says right now, that's listening and watching this, though, your life is not what people tell you.
Yep.
You are not what you tell yourself.
Right.
You are not what you experience, but you are what God has planned for you. Don't look at what you have right now, but look forward to what you can be, because that's who God called you to be, something great.
sure, man.
Everybody. And I think that's why I live in this world where it's like, it's not about me, man. People walk in, they're like, dude, look at this. My mind is like, you guys are like, yeah, this is dope. I love my mind. Is like, y'all don't know what I went through. That's why my saying is like, I want to tell the story behind the glory.
Yeah.
Because all people see is that, but y'all, I want to tell my struggle.
Yeah.
Because I'm struggling just like you, Lucky. I'm struggling just like you guys.
It's crazy because we echo, man. We echo that same message, and I think when people ask us too, like, man, what is your podcast about? And when we sit down and talk to them, they're like, damn, man, that's freaking dope. I think when people, even people watching now, like, what are the reasons people do podcasts, man? To really uplift that story, that genuine story of themselves to the audience. And if it gravitates that authenticity, that realness, then people are going to gravitate to it even more, I think you nailed it when you said, like, I'm leaving a reflection of myself for my son and people that watch The View and whatnot. Or even when you mentioned that person saw you, said, I know this person from somewhere. That little message that you had that he was watching that day, it's instilled in his brains already. Even the imagery of you talking You know, well, not like Toby. He gets. Charles and I don't get no fans, but Toby gets all the fans.
Toby gets it all.
Look how beautiful this man looks.
He gets pictures at all the restaurants.
Modest.
You know, he'll text me and Charles
Do a lot
about
of
it.
plastic surgery.
Yeah, he always come and say,
Botox.
"Hey, we got a fan over here, a fan over there." I'm like, "Bro, I don't see no fans."
You know why? Because our fans eat pho
Yeah.
at Noah's Kitchen. And, you know, I eat pho all the time, almost every day if I can.
Well, so none of our fans go to Taco Bell.
I mean, me and Charles got to wear the shirt now in session, and people still don't know who we are.
Well, I think. Well, here's the thing, because I saw you guys were at the was it the festival? That,
Spidey Fest,
yeah. I mean, I think what you guys are doing in that, especially in your community, man, it's just y'all in the beginning stage of it.
Yeah.
You know, especially you guys putting yourself out there. You know, so I know we're joking about like getting recognized and teasing Toby here, but you know, the reality is, man, what you guys are doing for your community is no one's doing it right now. Nobody. And that's why I respect what you guys are doing, because I feel like this is where I felt like what the bro code stood out to me is that you guys legitimately honor and respect each other to know, like, dude, I know you know it's not about you, but so I can keep you humble, we gonna clown. That's how we do it, you know, and that's where I believe you guys are on that path, man. And if I can be a part of that and help you get there and we partner and do our thing, man.
Well, you know what? I did get one run in, and they came. Hey, I know you're from a Now in Session, right? I know you. You're lucky, man. I got happy for like 2 seconds.
No, you should be like, no, I am lucky to be on Now in Session. But yes, my name's Charles. You should have flipped that on there, Joe. I have my own 501c3. I have my own foundation. I got sick, of course, and it all had to come to a stop. I have my board members, but I have a foundation called Kairos Media Foundation. And the whole foundation premise of it basically is to teach students, young, old, whatever, to start your own media business. Again, if a clown like me with no high school diploma can do what I'm doing now without a college degree, without any type of education, then they can do it too. You know, man, you're really... you know, but that's what I'm saying. That and this thing, you know, I already have a grant writer on standby. I just need data, so I'm partnering. It's funny that this guy, that pastor I said I had beef with, that we're cool now, man. I'm gonna go to his church and we're gonna teach 5-7 students, maybe adults, to build their social media promotion, how to do everything.
Wow.
Get that data in 3-4 months, implement it, see the growth, document it, go to my grant writer. And at that very moment, she can get me a $3 to $6 million grant. That renews every 6 months.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And so I want to build a 30,000 square foot building that has everything under one roof. No qualifications. You don't have to have a GPA of a 2. No. If you got kicked out of high school, you're out of. Obviously, we're gonna vet. We're gonna do background. You know, we don't want no creepy predator coming. I want to learn this and be around kids. You know, I'm not gonna do, but. Anybody can come learn if they're serious. You know, it's going to be like a 3-step program: personal development, business development, and just a new and go do.
Nice.
You know, because again, man, you can't go into something new with the old mentality.
For sure.
Because again, I've been that guy where I try to start something new, but I'm still thinking like I'm nobody, or I'm not good enough. So we have to untrain that. So that's gonna be like a 2-month process to hit the books, and then after that, get into the hands-on with gear and just go do work, learn it, and then after that, let's build a resume. Wifey's talking about, let's show people how to do their taxes, how to do a 1099, how to file, how to run and do all that, man. Because we're not teaching that now. Not teaching hands-on, man, and that's where I want. That's my life.
That's what you're giving back.
Because again, who am I to hold what this has been given to me?
That
man?
knowledge.
You know, freely we've been given, man. So freely we give.
For sure.
That's my end goal. Then after all that's said and done, I got my board members and people running. My kids are running it.
Man,
I'm dipping to Texas. You know,
man, you're doing it, man.
But why Texas? I mean, I know you want to go to like more farm on what would you call it? Like more rural area, but. I heard Texas is becoming more like California because everybody's moving there.
Well, yeah, I know that, but there's some parts. But even Montana,
okay.
Wifey's like a fan. Because I'm from like Seattle, you know, and so I'm from originally born, raised, and then 9-10 years old. I came to Fresno, but I've been to Montana when I was a kid. So Montana's an option. You know, North Carolina's an option.
Tons of land out there. Beautiful mountains.
The bisons just roam free over there in Montana.
Yeah, plus I'm Native American.
Yeah.
You know, I have land up in like
Well,
Seattle.
you Native American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some of you guys thought he was one of us. Huh?
One of us. One of us. Yeah, no. But no, I mean, yeah, I'm Native American, dude. And, you know, I have land. You know, there's not a lot up there on the resume, but
man.
that's a lifestyle I do not want to be a part of.
Yeah.
You know, I love my family up there, man, but I'm not ever going back up there.
Yeah.
It's a different lifestyle.
It's just, it's demonic, bro. It's just, it's evil. It's just
Really?
hate, bitterness, you know, backstabbing, angry. The from my last experience, you know, even as a kid, man, the pedophilia that happened to me, the things that happened to me when I was a kid.
What? No
Yeah,
way.
man, and just uncles doing shit that are still alive.
Dang.
You know, that have done stuff to me that I could be like, yo, you did this to me, man. My auntie's burning cigarettes out of me and my siblings and my cousins. You know, just
That's crazy.
you know, getting whipped
That's
with
just
beer
part of the
bottles.
culture?
That's just how they were raised, man. Just
The environment.
the alcoholism, the drugs, the addiction. You know, that's the stuff. You know, the stuff that I went through with my mom here. You know, my mom's been dead since 2001, 2002. You know, she's beat to death by her boyfriend. You know, so that's my lifestyle. So again, when people are like, y'all don't know what I've been through. No, I know what you've been through.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like that's why I'm like this still here just means so much.
That means so
Yeah.
much, man.
You know, I'm not here just to start a trendy pod and go,
Yeah.
you know, go viral like Full Sand or all these other guys that are just all hype. Good for them, man. But me, nah, man. There's
It's a purpose.
real struggle,
Yes.
man. Real people that don't know, even our age, that are still trying to figure out, like, yo, who the hell am I?
Yeah.
And there's people that died not knowing who they are. They're still trying to figure it out. I mean, there's like, what's it that thing where people can't like have identity crisis like once they hit a certain
Midlife?
age,
Midlife crisis.
midlife crisis, but also like identity, like they're trying to
Identity.
figure out who
Yeah.
they are. So that's when they go out and like get tattoos and do dumb shit and ruin their life, like, you know, towards the end.
Late bloomers too. Really,
Yeah,
really
late
late
bloomers.
bloomers.
You know what you guys are talking about. You know what I read a lot about is they go through a spiritual awakening, like what you were talking about, right? They say that once you hit that certain point where your soul tells you, bro, you're going down the wrong road, and your soul's trying to drag you this way, and your societal conditioning and all this stuff, family structure and all this stuff, it's like, nah, you're fighting yourself against all of that, and your soul's like, nah, bro, you're going the wrong way, so you have no choice but to go.
Yeah, well, that good example. How's it recording on? You guys are good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
no,
good.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we good. Yeah, we good.
You know,
That was recording, right? Okay, good.
good example of that, you know, it's like when you said, you know, people die and not know who they are. My mom died that way. You know, I'll get deep on this, man. I don't talk about this. You know, my wife started finding out just 4 or 5 years ago about really what happened. You know, it's stuff we don't talk about. And I've talked about it on the podcast. I've alluded to certain things, man, experiences, because they're topics. You know, my mom was very abusive. You know, she beat the hell out of my brother and me. Crazy 4-foot Native American woman, dude, beat the hell out of us. She just wasn't right in her head, man. She was a prostitute. Me and my brother, 13, 14 years old, going beating up grown men to buy our mom back from her pimps. You know, right there on Hotel Drive, right there by Roding Park. You know,
Yeah.
you know, 13, 14-year-old boys, man, beating up grown men to buy your mom back. And me go pick up my mom. My mom's so wasted. She thinks I'm one of her clientels, and she's saying derogatory stuff. I was like, Mom, get in the car. What? Who the fuck are you? Who get out of here? You don't, just glazed over.
Yeah.
And not knowing that's her son. And when she finally realized the shame and the anger of getting caught in it. And so, Mom, get in the car. So I'm getting up, trying to kidnap my mom.
Yeah.
And her pimps come fight me. And it's one of these things where that's just my experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so I have this letter at home she wrote. And again, this is why it's such a blessing, man, because I know after all that, I'm still here, dude, because I'm not, by societal standards and statistics, I'm not supposed to be here.
Right.
She wrote this letter before she was about to change her life and she was coming back from Washington to Fresno with her boyfriend. We got this letter, and she's up there with her boyfriend, basically saying, you guys, my life's messed up, and I'm sorry for being a horrible mom. I miss you guys so much.
Yeah.
I've been the worst mom. I can't call myself that. And then this is basically her last words is like, I'm getting a place. I'm changing my life. I got to go to back to Fresno. Then I got to go to Vegas because I got to go pick up something. And she came back, and I didn't really read that letter until after she left Vegas, because when she came to Fresno, she was with her boyfriend at that time we didn't like. So me and my brother go drop her off at the Greyhound bus, and downtown Fresno, which I don't think is there no more. And I just knew that this is it.
Yeah,
we're not going to see her again.
Not going to see her again.
You know, so me and my brother just sitting there quiet, and we watch her get on the Greyhound bus, dude, leaving to Vegas. And I'm sitting there looking at it because I can see it now. And she gets on the bus, and I'm walking away. She comes back down. She had her glasses on. She's like, Jose. And my mom, she had like that hood talk, Jose.
Yeah.
And I turned around. She looked at me. She like popped her glasses and went. I was like, I love you, Mom. And that was the last thing, I said to her. Yeah. You know, I get emotional now because I think about my kids. They're never going to see this from their mom to me. You know, sometime later, man, 6-7 months later, I get a call from a chaplain in Vegas, you know, looking for family relatives of Barbara Jean Bright. And I was like, hey, this is her son. He's like, your mom, I just want to tell you, man, this is going to be hard to say, but your mom's been beaten to death, you know, by her boyfriend, and we can't find him. She died by herself on a Greyhound bus in the middle of the desert, and we want to let you guys know. So, and it was one of those things where it's just, I was hurt, you know, but I was more hurt with what she did to us.
Yeah.
You know, and it was one of those things. It's like, you know, why me, God? Why us?
Yeah.
You know, that's not supposed to happen. Why do we deserve this? I didn't pick this life. Why was? Right. I'm a kid. You know, me and my brother, my sister's just freaking out, and I didn't go to her funeral. My brothers did, and my brother and my little sister went. They said it was crazy. My in-laws, my side of that family, just drunk, just belligerent. One of my cousins was actually hitting on my brother. My sister took her husband, so they were trying to sleep with, you know, my brother-in-law. It's like, people are evil people.
Yeah.
You know, and my last memory of my mom was that thumbs up, smiling, you know, and I wanted to keep that, you know, and so. When I think back, like you said, they don't know. She didn't know who she was, because the last thing she said in the letter, I'm so lost. I don't know who I am. And I want to get my life right for you guys and get a home when I come back. Then you guys can visit your mom. You know, when you said people die like that, man, that's what hurts me. You know, that's what, I'm not trying to save the world.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to I'm going on this mission to save the planet. No, I just want to reach one or two people. Then maybe those one or two people can be that person to change the world.
Change the world, yeah.
I may never know it, you know, but when I stand before God, He's going to look, man, this is your fruit of your labor, bro. That's what I'm living for, you know, and Still Here podcast is more than just a podcast, man. It's a life experience that I want to let people know. It's like, dude, you're talking deep on this podcast. You're telling what your mom was, and, you know, you got emotional. It's you guys listening and watching, man.
Yeah, it's real. It means a lot.
You've been through something similar, but you're still here, and the odds say you shouldn't be. Stand up and say, man, I won. I'm not supposed to be here.
Right.
You know, you couldn't beat me. You couldn't tear me down. And I'm still here standing, you know, so show me what else you got. Because the experience we've experienced in life, man, has taught us to be strong, has taught us to face, I know this. I've been hit like this before, but now I can take it. Before, it knocked me down. Before, it beat me. Now,
adversity.
Man.
I mean, that's what our podcast, just like yours, is about. It's like about people experience, because some people out there might be in the same position with you right now, thinking like, how could I get out of this? And they feel like they're alone. But when they hear your story and you made it out, they could say, hey, there might be a chance for me.
There's a light.
Yes.
I just got to keep going.
Man, that was a really touching.
Really deep. Thanks for sharing that, bro.
Yeah,
like, man, I feel it here. I'm like, man, like I see all the passion, all the emotion that's coming through, and what you're doing with your podcast when you're talking to this thing, man, it really shows. It really shines through that you believe in this thing, man, because that is all you right there. You know, that's your soul, your heart, everything's into it. You know what I mean? And for you to want to reach somebody one or two voice that maybe is listening. Maybe they're not listening now, but this message will come across to them 5 years, 10 years from now, whenever they need to hear it. They will hear it, and I believe that in my heart.
I received that, man. Heck
Yeah. Man, if you're telling us that side right there, that moment, everybody should be watching this or tune into this podcast because that's what it's about, guys. And you guys heard it right now. You guys heard that moment, that story that he may not be able to share in some context, but he wants to because feel like there's a purpose and a message that's getting across to other people. Like that's genuine, that's real, man. And I can listen to that every day, any day, man. And those are the things that we kind of value. You know what I mean? I think that's why we click so well, man. And that's so important, man. Today's and age, man. I could care less about the funk and the fake and all that. I'm older now. I'm tired of that, man. And I think the people also want the genuine, the real, man. Sam.
I think people are looking for not a way out, but a way through.
Way through.
Yes.
And we live in a time where people don't know how because they don't know if they're a man or a woman. Well, they don't know what restroom to use. They don't know. And that's the hard part of it, man. They don't know their identity. And I believe, man, this is where I feel like if I speak just from experience, because at the end of the day, man, there's nothing new under the sun that somebody hasn't gone through.
Sure.
So we all are connected, but what separates us, man, is the people that want to grow from it.
Yeah.
And not just let what affect them and say, oh, I've been hurt by a church. I've been told I can't be this. I can't be this. I want to sleep with him. I want to sleep with her. This is who I am. I'm gay. I'm straight. I'm not. I'm this. I'm whatever. I want to speak to the soul of a person rather than the intellect and the knowledge. Because knowledge and that becomes a barrier. When you know stuff and when you think I'm educated, I'm this, nah, man, that can only take you so far. Yeah. The reason why people can't really connect with God because they feel like they got to approach it with rules. God don't want to put rules on you. God wants to show you the freedom he can give you. And then when you fully experience his compassion and his love he really wants for you, and when you experience that, not Christianity, not a church, not a religion, not a pastor, you experience him. You'll know freedom and you know who you are and what you try to feel like this hole in our spiritual life and our soul is called a God hole. We try to fill with work, life, relationships. And it just seems like we can never be full. Until you finally go to him, it's like, God, only you can fill this. And when you finally experience that, it didn't take a pastor to tell you you're going to hell. You can't be gay. You can't have sex out of marriage. You didn't hear none of that garbage, but you experienced him. That's what I'm trying to put out there. Because your boy's been through it. Religion didn't save me. A pastor, Christianity didn't save me, man. God did. And I'm still here for that, And I look at my wife, I look at my kids, a guy so undeserving to have this. I've been told this my whole life. And I'm like, why am I here? Is this real? How's a clown like me deserve this? I don't. But someone loved me enough to say that's why, because you're my son. I created you. You guys are, and that's what hits me. And that's why, I want to sit and talk to Jesus. Like, why, dude? Why? Because to touch somebody, be like, dude, that's why you're worth it. And that's where it hits hard, man. Because I sleep on this every day. I shouldn't be here, God, but thank you. I'm still here. And that's where I feel like. My message, my word, where people tell me you're not good enough. I know I am, And people listening, watching, it's like you've been told that. You are, man. You are. Just don't build that wall of bitterness. Push past the intellect. Push past all this culture, what society is pushing on you, and push to him. Him is what changed me. God changed me. Again, and that's where I just think my message is because I look at the success of my marriage, my wife, my kids, and it's him. And that's where I just think, man, y'all can experience this. Y'all can experience this the way he wants to experience you. Not change you and just give you rules to live by. No. Let me just change your life, show you I love you. And that's why, people look for identity and die in that, man. That's what hurt me because I know my mom died by herself. Middle of a desert, by herself, just contusions in her brain. Just that's what hurts, and I don't want nobody to go through that.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, like any one of us know that our mom or somebody, we would have been there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she was by herself, lost. And I have a letter at home right now just with her handwriting. I don't know who I am, but I want to go home and I want to fix it. And it was too late for her, you know, and that's what changed me.
No, just
Man,
tell him to
that's-
stop spinning that thing.
So powerful,
That
man.
is.
Like, you know, the message that you are sending out. I don't even know how to end this, man. That message that you're sending out, man, that's like the perfect message.
Deep, man.
to-
Very deep.
Very
you know,
deep.
Very
That's
real.
everyone's listening to this thing like, man, if you could go through this and you're still here, all the little problems in the world that I'm going through doesn't
Yep.
compare. So I shouldn't be complaining. I shouldn't be doing this. I should get up and I should fight. Continue fighting. You know, very powerful.
It's not so much what, you know, life happens, man, at certain levels.
Yeah.
You know, what we allow or don't allow, or what we don't step out to do or do. You know, it's just life. Life's not fair.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm not going to play fair, but watch me beat it. You know, and I think I've beat the odds. You know, not by myself. You know, I got a patient wifey. You know, patient kids. You know, and young kids. Man, I got an 18-year-old coming. She's gonna be 18 this year. Daughter 16. My son finna be 14. So, you know, again, man, you need people.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, find that right group. Find that core.
Find
Shout
that
out to
tribe.
the wife, man, for
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
through all of this with you, being by your side and supporting you. Man, that's a very strong woman that you have by your side. That's seeing all this stuff. That's seeing you go through this. Like, man, it takes a lot to be by, you know, someone's side when they're evolving and changing and finding themselves. Man, it's a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. I mean, like that was so deep. Like I don't know where we're gonna
Yeah,
carry
I
on
don't
the
know where to
conversation.
go because it's
Yeah.
like, you know, we're coming up on time.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
man, I don't know how we're gonna end this. you
Well,
know?
I mean, let me just because when listening to it and I'm just trying to remember as much as I can. Like for me, when I got from your story is the only way you're able to find your own identity is when you accept yourself and not worry about other people accepting you. And once you accept yourself and you feel God accepts you, that's who you are, and stop worrying about what other people think.
Yeah, I mean, again, it has to go further just than accepting you, because sometimes you are not a fan of you. We've been there.
Yeah.
Like, you look in the mirror like, damn, I'm not proud of that person. So it has to go further than that.
Has to go further.
It has to, man, because, again, my own strength, man, is not good enough. You know, and Bible says when I'm weak, man, he's made strong in me. You know, when he says he's chosen the foolish things of this world, meaning people who can't do it on their own, he'll give us the strength to do it. So I can't take the credit.
Yes.
I can't take the credit, but like, no, that's me.
Right.
Nah, sucker, I knew who you were. Just, yeah, you're right. You know, and I think that's where when you got to push past, you know, because even myself, I don't trust myself.
Yeah.
I don't, because I know where me has led me before. I know where me has failed me.
Yes.
You know, so, but because of me, I had to be more than just that. I had to be in him, you know, in Christ, man. And again, I don't want to be super preachy. Jose's this, you know, I'm not.
No,
you
we
know,
love this,
you
man,
know,
because this is the message that we want to get out to our people, right? First generation, second generation. We're fighting through these things, you know, and things like this is what we want people to know.
Yep.
And it's okay to keep fighting. You know, like, you're still here.
Yeah.
He's still here. I'm still here. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we keep moving forward.
That's right.
You know, so like I said, I don't know how to end this,
Well,
man.
let's put and then that note.
Yeah,
So,
the good note. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, like I always hear the phrase "all glories goes to God." I never understood it until your story right now. So let's end it with "all glories go to God."
Man.
Shout out King,
All
man.
right,
Yeah.
shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow Jose on Still Here Podcast. He's on all platform. You can listen to his stories, his guests and stuff. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he's going to be telling a lot more of his life story on the podcast. So, you know, you want to see where it leads to, make sure you go follow him on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you'll get more of these stories. You know, like, we just want to express to you guys where our pain and suffering is so we can understand one another and move forward.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yep, all right.
Amen to that.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I
guys.
want to say real quick.
Oh, go
just-
ahead.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you guys, man. You know, I probably, like you said, I love how you guys your podcast goes down this vein, of life.
Yeah.
Not afraid to hear it and receive it and be like, no, let's do it, and to give me another platform to come on, tell the story. Because when I have guests on, I don't want to make it about me.
Yeah.
I want to make it about them.
Yeah,
I've learned
exactly.
to be like, no, Jose's not about you. Not up. And I've learned that the hard way. To be on someone else's podcast gives me an opportunity to bring it, bring it to, you guys as your audience. Because I can talk about me. I'll do my one-on-ones. I'll do live reactions. I can do my opinion and stuff, man. And, but to have like these conversations and, meet with brothers, that to me is what matters the most, man. And I feel like I want to tell all three of you guys, thank you for this time.
Yeah.
I know we got
Absolutely,
families.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah,
sharing
you.
Midweek.
a part of you with us,
Yeah, with us.
and our audience, man. That's
We're
very
definitely
deep,
connected.
you know?
That's
We're
definitely one of the most
connected.
powerful
Yeah.
session that we had.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
For sure.
powerful.
For
Yeah,
sure.
we're now in session, boy.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
folks,
Catch
take
you later.
care.
Thank you.
Peace.